Hello and welcome to the March 9th, 2025 episode of Nick's News. I am your host, Nick, brought to you by Some Budget Studios. That's right, we're putting money into this project of ours. We're live every Sunday on Facebook and YouTube, and we thank you all so much for tuning in or catching the replays on both of those sites. That's right, we are simulcasting on Facebook and YouTube. Hooray! This is a program dedicated to bringing good news to counter all of the bad news that we are bombarded with on a daily basis, with the hope of bringing a little bit of joy back to the world. Several of our articles are pulled from sites like goodnewsnetwork.org or goodgoodgood.co, but we appreciate everything sent in by you, the viewers. Oh, I look absolutely ridiculous. Okay. So, special episode tonight. This is going to be our first cool news episode of 2025. What is a cool news episode? Well, many of the articles that you all send in are great. They're fantastic. And we appreciate every single one of them. But sometimes they don't make the grade as good news, so we categorize them as cool news, and we save them for future episodes like this, where we just go through a laundry list of cool news. So, all of these are going to be abridged versions too, because we're doing 9 articles. So just because of the sheer volume, they're cut down, but all the links will be provided like normal. So, and you can find them in the descriptions if you want to read those articles at your leisure. The Facebook chat is alight. And I guess I should talk about the elephant in the room, which is the fact that I'm wearing a goat onesie. Why am I wearing a goat onesie, you might ask? It's a great question. So I made an offhand comment to Producer Donna that if she could put together an entire cool news episode comprised entirely of fauna or animal articles, I would do the broadcast wearing the goat onesie that I picked up for the 2023 Muskegon Polar Plunge. There are videos online of me doing a goat scream and jumping into the frigid waters of Muskegon Lake for the Polar Plunge. So you can go find those if you want. Good luck. So here I am. She made this whole episode animal themed. She jumped on that bet like a baby mantis on a fruit fly, and now I have to wear a goat onesie for this broadcast. I am the sad. But the show must go on, right? So, here we are. Hopefully I'll learn from this mistake, never to bet Producer Donna to do anything. She hopes I never learn, so we'll see how things go. I am, however, going to have to take that off at times because it is stiflingly hot in this thing. Remember, I bought this to jump into frozen water. Let me get caught up on the Facebook chat, or on both chats. Hello, Will. Hello, Julie. Hello, Ben. Hello, Charlie. Lesson learned years ago. I am the goat. Thank you very much, Julie, in the Facebook chat. Julie also said that she has a toothless hoodie that I could borrow. Or, what was it? Oh, she's a red panda or a black cat onesie. Julie, that's awesome. Oh, geez. Ben in Facebook chat calling me the beer goat. I am good with being the beer goat. Oh, man. Speaking of beer, let's look at our news brew for tonight. Picked out a good one. Barrel-aged Speedway Vanilla Shake by AleSmith Brewing Company. And let me put that up there. So this is a 14.03% ABV high-octane barrel-aged Imperial Stout. It is bourbon barrel-aged with coffee, vanilla, and natural flavors, and it was done in conjunction with McKellar Brewing Company. Vroom Vroom Vanilla Shake. We don't need the Balisong bottle opener, so we can just crack this open and blow the gain on the mic. And it is an Imperial Stout, so we have the Harpoon Snifter. We're still working on music for my beer pour, or a timer to go. This is motor oil. Oh my gosh, this is motor oil. It's not super thick, but it's definitely got the color. This beer might have just made this goat onesie situation entirely worth it. Look at that. Beautiful color. Oh, camera zoomed in on it right at that last moment. There we go. Great color. I have my setup a little bit differently. I'm using all of my screen space now, which is actually quite extensive. I'll probably post a picture of like my desk setup to the Instagram if y'all want to take a look and see how I have my system set up. If you ever get into streaming, or if you're into streaming, we can swap ideas. Shout outs. We've got quite a few. Y'all are having fun in the chat. So, first off, Silent Stars LARP is putting on their first big event of 2025. You can join them on March 30th for their Market Festival. It's a two-part event with a medieval fantasy-themed craft fair from 12:30 to 4 p.m., and then a ticketed in-character event with food, games, prizes, and lots of roleplay. Tickets are $30 if you pay ahead, or $40 at the door on a limited basis. If you want to join, you can register at a website that is in the description. And the link has information on how to pay for your ticket as well. Silent Stars is a brand new LARP that's kicking off this year. I look forward to seeing what the team has in store for everybody. It should be fantastic. So to Silent Stars LARP on your first event, the Market Festival. Cheers. Charlie asking, where did I buy it? Eric wants some. So I recently spent some time over in Chicago. And Chicago has a wonderful beer and liquor store called Binny's. And I picked up an absurd amount of news brews from Binny's. So I picked up this one and a few other ones that you'll see posts ahead of time for on our Instagram. Usually those go up on Thursdays, where I'll give a sneak peek for the beer. So check those out. And again, yeah, I got it from Binny's. I think that Rishi's or some of the other beer stores in Grand Rapids might have it. Ooh, I did not silence my phone. My bad. Binny's is the place from Will. And Julie in the Facebook chat also said, along with Will's comment, Julie said that if you want to see the Pirate Queen in her everyday attire, go to the Market Festival event. Next up, we try to strive to do a lot of good, but sometimes doing good means that we have to have some sad news. So we are extending our condolences to Nick's Newsies, Mona and Will, who both recently just had some losses that are deeply saddening. We love you both, and we will keep you both in our thoughts. So Mona and Will, we're with you. Cheers. And we love you both. Several Nick's Newsies had birthdays recently. I know that Julie and Rachel both have their birthdays today, on the 9th of March. And I know that Charlie and Kelsey recently had birthdays as well. So happy birthday to you all, and thank you so much for tuning in to Nick's News. Cheers. And lastly, a final big shout out to Nick's Newsy Charlie, because something big happened. So big that we have to say congrats to her. Super recently, Charlie became engaged. So congratulations to you, Charlie, and the lucky man, Eric. Cheers. I love you both. Now the cat's out of the bag. Rebecca has arrived in the Facebook chat. Shared, and you are a goat? Question mark. I am a goat. I made a bet with Producer Donna, and Producer Donna won. So I'm in a goat onesie for this broadcast. while all of that gets processed. News quote. Not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. That comes from Mary Teresa, I don't know how to pronounce her last name, and I don't want to absolutely butcher it. It's Mary Teresa, better known as Mother Teresa, or Saint Mother Teresa, who was an Albanian Indian Catholic nun, and rose to sainthood. So, not all of us can do great things, but we can do small things with great love. Thank you for that quote, Mother Teresa. Cheers. Chris in the Facebook chat, you should know better than bet against her. Chris, I should. I just don't. Should know something, and actually doing the thing did not connect on this one. Bug news. With Loch Elmira will be coming out of hibernation soon. Things are warming up, but I don't think it's so much a physical condition trigger as it is a biological clock thing. I'm hoping, though, as we get into March and April, that is going to be the time that she's going to spring back up and rearrange her entire home. Sue has made his burrow deeper, which just means he intends to bury me in it. Ripley continues to haunt the nightmares of children and adults alike. And if you checked out our Instagram, you would see Mantis McCloud has leveled up once again, and he is very, very spicy. You can check out the latest Instagram story to see how he's doing and see a wicked threat display. That story is only going to be up for another 12 hours, I think. So check out our Instagram to see him doing a threat display. If you look behind me, you'll notice, or maybe you can't see him, he's behind things. He's in the boo-boo box. He's in the timeout box again because his floppy abdomen syndrome is not cured, and I want to make sure that he eats and gets his abdomen set right, so he is still in the timeout box. Producer Donna, hoping I never learn. This is the best. Rebecca says that I am the GOAT, greatest of all time. Thank you, Rebecca. These are all in the Facebook. Oh, jeez. All right. So, cool news. Again, we're doing a cool news episode. This is all of the cool news that y'all have sent in, or that Producer Donna has found, and I am going to credit her and everybody as we go. So we have some custom chapter titles, effectively. Usually we have, science and technology, health and medicine, flora and fauna, and wholesome notes. No, we're going to start off tonight with Heckin' Good Boys. And I'm going to copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read along. We called it The Nose Knows, and it was sent in by Cassidy. So thank you, Cassidy. There it goes. Took its sweet time to post. Hero Dog makes discovery of a lifetime in a wildlife reserve. This was posted on February 4th of 2025 by Sarah Winfrey. Finding a species in the wild that experts had thought was only living in captivity is always fun, right? Turns out it's even better when it's found by another animal. Moss is a golden Labrador who works with researchers at Zoos Victoria in Australia. He's a wildlife detection dog, which means that he helps sniff out populations of animals that are hard to find. According to Zoos Victoria, Moss's handler, Dr. Latoya Jameson, took him to a place he'd never been before, and a place where they didn't think there are any broad-toothed rats. However, Moss alerted Dr. Jameson, and she found scat belonging to the endangered species. Upon further investigation, scientists found 3 broad-toothed rats living in this new location. It's significant, according to Saqib Kazi, a research assistant, because it's the first time they've ever been recorded living in an area with a predator-free fence. The area is managed by Zoos Victoria, so the rats might have a better chance of survival there than in wild places where predators can get in. Zoos Victoria is committed to doing everything it can for this small population of broad-toothed rats that Moss found. So to Moss the dog for locating some broad-toothed rats, and to Cassidy for sending in that article to us. Cheers. Oh my gosh, this beer is phenomenal. This is a vanilla shake with heavy on the vanilla. All right, I'll put that up. This next one was sent in by Eliza. So Eliza, thank you very much for sending in this one. I will copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read this article. And again, because we have 9 articles, these are abridged versions, like little cut downs that Producer Donna made for me. So I'm going through and just reading those. We called it Snow Time for Stella. Actual title: Husky relocated from shelter amid LA fires finds forever family and snow. And this was posted on January 23rd of 2025 by Liz O'Connell. A shelter dog found his forever home in a new state after being moved from a Los Angeles shelter to help make room for displaced animals because of the wildfires. The fires that ripped through Los Angeles left thousands of residents displaced. Among those forced to leave their homes were pets and wildlife. Shelters and rescues around the city immediately stepped in to help animals by offering services and accommodation. Some organizations, like, I lost my place. Some organizations, like Best Friends Animal Society, relocated current residents to other shelters in Southern California or Utah. Stella was already available for adoption before the fire started. It wasn't until she moved to a Utah shelter that she connected with her adopters and they realized they needed her. Hi, Kendra in the Facebook chat. Jody Peterson and Nicholas Howard weren't planning on adopting a dog on January 12th when they went to a home show. They went just to browse. However, the thought of adding a new fur baby to the family had been on their minds for a few months after losing their 11-year-old dog in 2024. Stella's small size and calm demeanor drew them in, and they couldn't say no. During the adoption process, they learned that Stella, who's 5, was from Los Angeles and was part of the wildlife rescue effort. They felt the decision was even more special. Knowing that adopting Stella played a small part in making room for displaced and injured animals makes this experience even more meaningful, they said. It's so special to be part of something bigger, helping give animals like Stella a second chance while supporting such an important cause. Stella immediately fit into their family and the snowy weather. She warmed up to their Australian Shepherd and cat right away. The dogs couldn't contain their excitement and started running laps in the backyard. She'll say hello to the cat, but then lose interest. They're also thrilled to give their husky a chance to live in a snowy area. Best Friends Animal Society helped move out close to 1,000 adoptable cats and dogs from many impacted LA shelters to help free up space and alleviate stress in the shelters affected by the wildfires. They are also helping the people and pets of Los Angeles by operating a pet pantry out of the West LA facility, where people and pets affected by the fires can pick up necessities for their dogs and cats. That is awesome. To Stella's new fur family, Jody Peterson and Nicholas Howard, for adopting her, and for her getting the chance to experience snow, and to Eliza for sending us that article. Cheers. Oh, it's getting so hot in this thing. All right. So that's going to get us out of Heckin' Good Boys. We're going to move on to our second category of the night. Bugs! Bugs! Yay for bugs. And we called this first one Mantis Mayhem. This was sent to us by Eliza, so thank you very much, Eliza. I'm going to copy and paste this into the chat if y'all want to read it on your time. Oh. That's not the article. How'd that get there? Ah, let me get the article. Whoops. Mistakes have been made. Uh-oh. Hold on. Wait a minute. How did I screw that up? I'm panicking. Why the outfit? What did I miss? Kendra in the Facebook chat is saying, we close house tomorrow. Kendra, congratulations to you and Ed. Joe, why the outfit? What did you miss? I made a bet with Producer Donna, and I screwed up. And Producer Donna won. And now I'm wearing a goat onesie. Let me grab the article. It was a challenge from Producer Donna. Nick lost a bet. Yes, I did. There it is. I'm going to have to change this in post, too. Pasta. There we go. There we go. Okay. Mantis Mayhem. This was posted on February 26th of 2025 by Mandy Pritchard in the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden. Welcome, insect enthusiasts. Today we're diving into the captivating world of mantis confiscations. World of the Insect Keeper, April, recently took on an incredibly unique challenge, the care and management of 9 orchid mantis euthecas, each one a treasure trove of potential life. For those who don't know, euthecas are mantis egg cases. These egg cases came from a U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service's confiscation, and with each case holding dozens of potential hatchlings, our team's work quickly went from fascinating to intense. It wasn't long before 5 of the 9 euthecas, each containing dozens of teeny tiny eggs, began to hatch, bringing forth an impressive 250 delicate baby orchid mantises, or nymphs. Orchid mantises, known for their exquisite beauty and striking resemblance to orchid flowers, are also notorious for their very particular care needs. These hatchlings needed specialized diets and individualized housing as they grew, making their care both challenging and thrilling for the team. Orchid mantises will only eat flying prey, so the team reared fruit flies, house flies, flesh flies, wax moths, and soldier flies in order to have a range of different sized prey items for the different life stages of each mantis. As the mantises matured, each one required its own tiny enclosure to prevent cannibalism. That's right, orchid mantises are highly cannibalistic. A huge chunk of April's days became a careful balance of feeding, observing, and creating bespoke living conditions for these growing mantises. After months of meticulous care, the confiscation case was settled and the decision was made to share these incredible creatures with other zoos, ensuring that this species thrives in conservation programs across the country. April shipped 110 orchid mantises to 5 other AZA-accredited zoos over the past few weeks. Orchid mantises require specialized housing during their journey to ensure they're safe, warm, and comfortable. There is a high likelihood that some of the mantises will molt in transit, so April had to affix screen to the inside of each container so the mantises could safely hang while molting. These custom-made containers were created for each animal in each shipment. Heat packs were added to maintain a cozy temperature during their overnight transit. It's a delicate process, as the mantises are very sensitive to changes in their environment. Orchid mantises, like many other species, face threats from overcollection for the pet trade. This species has seen a significant decline in the wild due to illegal trapping and export, making conservation efforts even more critical. To safeguard the future of the orchid mantis, the zoos involved in this project have come together to form a swarm, the safety web for arthropod reproduction and management. This collaborative effort will ensure that the orchid mantis population across multiple zoos is genetically healthy, sustainable, and protected from overexploitation. By maintaining populations in zoo settings, they aim to bolster conservation efforts and educate the public about the importance of these fascinating insects. That is awesome. To everyone, to this April individual, and to everyone at the Cincinnati Zoo and Botanical Garden, and to Eliza for sending in that article, cheers. All right, is this next one correct? I hope this next one is correct. I'll copy and paste this into the chats for y'all to read at your leisure. Hopefully it's correct. Nope, that one's wrong too. I screwed up both of those. I don't even know how I did that. Gonna have to change that in post. I need to copy the mantis one too. And fix that on my list. There we go. All right. Hey, Cassidy. All right. There we go. Insert goat scream. All right. We called this one Wacky Weevils. And this one was found by Producer Donna. So thank you, Producer Donna. Must be really good beer. Chris, it is. It's 14.03%. It's fantastic. All right, we called it Wacky Weevils. It's pasted if y'all want to read it at your leisure. Farmer finds rare, critically endangered species while clearing pest traps. This was posted back on February 25th of 2025 by Rachel Byer. A day in New Zealand's Ashburton Lakes region led to an unexpected discovery when farmer John Evans stumbled upon a new population of critically endangered Canterbury knobbled weevils. According to the Miami Herald, the tiny beetles, once believed to be limited to a single site, were found clinging to speargrass plants as Evans was clearing pest traps in November. Evans took photos and shared them on a Bug ID forum. Experts quickly responded, and weeks later, the New Zealand Department of Conservation confirmed the beetles were critically endangered Canterbury knobbled weevils. The Canterbury knobbled weevil is one of New Zealand's most elusive insects. Once thought to be extinct for nearly 100 years, it was rediscovered in 2004 at Burke's Pass, roughly 50 miles from Evans's recent find, according to the Department of Conservation. The weevils also face threats from invasive predators and the decline of their only food source, speargrass, according to the International Union for Conservation of Nature. A second population opens new doors for conservation. The DOC has put funding toward studying the Canterbury knobbled weevil, looking at its population size, habitat conditions, and potential threats. Researchers and conservationists plan to restore speargrass, manage invasive species, and monitor the weevils. Insect conservation supports soil health and food chains. A 2021 study from Nature Communications found that global insect declines impact pollination, soil health, and ecosystems. At this stage, we don't yet know how big or secure the new population is, DOC science advisor Tara Murray told the Miami Herald. Both populations are small, so they could easily be wiped out by fire or a few years of bad growing conditions for the speargrass plants they rely on. The weevil's return signals hope for insect conservation in New Zealand. With continued conservation, the species has a chance to survive. To the Canterbury knobbled weevils, and to Producer Donna for digging up that article. Cheers. It's just funny to say, the Canterbury knobbled weevil. Alright, last article for bugs. Senior Scorpion. And Producer Donna dug this one up as well. I will copy and paste this into the chats if y'all want to open those up and take a look at your leisure. Producer Donna confirming the rest of the article links are correct, so I won't be screwing that up anymore. Thank you, Producer Donna. 125-million-year-old fossil of giant venomous scorpion that lived alongside the dinosaurs is discovered in China. This was posted on March 4th of 2025 by Skylar Ware. Better with a British accent. The Canterbury knobbled weevil. Alright, let's get into this article. A known treasure trove of early Cretaceous fossils has turned up a never-before-seen species of scorpion that lived around 125 million years ago. The venomous scorpion was larger than many ancient and modern scorpion species. Researchers believe it would have been a key species in the food chain, gobbling up spiders, lizards, and even small mammals that lived in its ancient ecosystem. It is just the fourth terrestrial scorpion fossil to be found in China, and the first Mesozoic-era scorpion fossil found in the country, researchers reported on January 24th in the journal Science Bulletin. Most scorpions from the Mesozoic era, 252 million to 66 million years ago, are preserved in amber. Fossilized scorpions are much rarer because these arachnids live under rocks and branches, where they're less likely to be trapped in sediment and fossilize, said study co-author Diang Huang, a researcher at the Nanjing Institute of Geology and Paleontology in China. The scientists found the fossil in the Yixian Formation, a hotbed of early Cretaceous fossils in northeastern China. The team named this new species Jeholia longchengi, noting it was roughly 4 inches long, or 10 centimeters, making it something of a giant of its time. J. longchengi has a pentagonal body and rounded spiracles, which are the openings in its body that allowed it to breathe. These characteristics are similar to those found in some families of modern-day scorpions that inhabit other parts of Asia. Unlike those families, J. longchengi has fairly long legs and slim pedipalps or pincers that lack spurs along a segment called the patella. Now here's a tip about scorpions. Most of the time, anatomically, if you have a scorpion that has very large pedipalps, very large claws, their venom is usually not the most potent. What they're doing is they're mostly dispatching their prey by crushing. When you have scorpions with very thin pincers, those tend to be the very toxic ones, the very venomous ones. So it's possible that this species was very potent with its toxin just by knowing what the pedipalp shape means in today's modern scorpions. So just a little interesting fun fact. Fossils of many other animals, including dinosaurs, birds, mammals, and insects, have been found in the Jehol biota, suggesting a very complex food web. The scorpion's mouth parts aren't preserved in the fossil, though, so it's hard to know for sure what they ate. Discoveries of additional fossil specimens could clear up the species' role in the ecosystem and its place in the food web, the researchers wrote. The fossil is being stored at the Fossil Valley Museum in Chaoyang, China. That is awesome. I love that it's just a giant old scorpion. Very cool. Producer Donna, thank you for digging that article up, and to everybody studying a 125 million year old scorpion fossil. Cheers. Okay. So that's going to get us out of bugs. We're going to get into our next category, sea bugs. Just a bunch of articles about bugs in the ocean. We called this first one, I Find Your Lack of Isopods Disturbing. And this one was sent in by Eliza. So Eliza, thank you very much. I will copy and paste this into the chats for y'all to read at your leisure. Researchers identified a new supergiant crustacean with 14 legs, and they named it after Darth Vader. This was posted on January 27th of 2025 by Margarita Bassi. Move aside, lobster. A newly described giant isopod from Vietnam is now a seafood delicacy, and it has a cool name to go along with its status. Bathynomus vaderi, in homage to Darth Vader. A team of scientists named the crustacean for the dark depths of the ocean it inhabits, as well as its head, which shares a similar shape with the Star Wars character's iconic helmet. The enormous critter was described in a study published in the journal Zookeys this month. Or, well, the month of January, that is. Though the species is newly described by the scientific community, locals in Vietnam previously called it, and some similar other creatures, Bol Bien, Vietnamese for sea bugs. Uh-oh. Lilith is in the chat in Facebook and says, excuse me, is that an effing onesie? Yes, Lilith, it is. Bathynomus, however, are not even close to being bug-sized. The genus of Bathynomus refers to a group of giant isopods, odd-looking crustaceans with 7 pairs of legs that can grow to approximately 1 foot in length. Instead of running away at the sight of these behemoths, people in Vietnam have recently begun enjoying sea bugs as a seafood delicacy, since about 2017, per the paper. The crustaceans are caught from deep waters via trawling, then transported alive in ice boxes to restaurants for sale. Once treated as accidental bycatch when fishing, the animals are now considered by some to rival the culinary fineness of lobster, according to a statement. In 2022, the researchers acquired 4 giant isopods from fishmongers in the Vietnamese city of Quy Nhon. Through comparisons to other isopods and analysis of DNA, they realized they were dealing with a species that had never before been officially described. As if Bathynomus weren't big enough, in general, Bathynomus vaderi are specifically supergiant isopods that can reach 12.8 inches in length and weigh more than 2.2 pounds. For a crustacean, that is enormous. That is a big bug. Unlike other supergiants, however, a segment of Bathynomus vaderi's back section narrows and curves backward in a unique way. Currently, the species is only known to live near the Spratly Islands, but the researchers suggest it probably also inhabits other regions of the South China Sea. Some experts, however, are raising conservation concerns for these enormous crustaceans. Bathynomus notoriously produce a small number of eggs, which makes them vulnerable to threats such as overfishing. Study co-author Connie Sidabalek, a researcher with the National Research and Innovation Agency in Indonesia, tells CNN's Juliana Bragg. The scale of harvesting is a matter of concern. It's a challenge for all deep-sea species we fish, Sidabalek tells New Scientist. We know so little about their biology, so we need more studies to evaluate how best to conserve and manage this resource. The researchers hope that their study serves as a call to further investigate deep-sea biodiversity in the face of encroaching human activities like industrial fishing and offshore drilling. Facebook chat is blown up yet again. Lilith in the Facebook chat, what the F? Nick gets an animal onesie before I do. Julie, if he keeps having posting issues, he might yell like a goat. Charlie has been just giggling nonstop, especially when I put the hood down. You just see this goat face. I can read like that, so just barely with my eyes visible. Gosh. To Bathynomus vaderi and to Eliza for sending us that article. Cheers. Charlie in the Facebook chat. I feel like the next challenge he should have prosthetics on like a giant nose and massive cartoony mustache. I guess you want me to be a villain, so I'm just gonna, like, twirl the end. I think I'm gonna do the rest of the night like this. Is that alright? What do y'all think? Should I just do it like this? You still read with it. LOL, this is awesome, from Producer Donna in the Facebook. Julie in the Facebook, I want to see Nick as a red panda. I mean, if I can get my hands on a red panda onesie and I lose another bet, I'll do a Nick's News in a red panda onesie. Should I do the rest of it like this? I'll let y'all decide. Heck yeah, says Will. All right, Will, you jumped on it. We'll do the rest like this. There they are. All right. Cassidy, they in the Facebook chat, they make red panda onesies. I'm not surprised by that. This is quality content from Ben in the Facebook chat. This is peak Nick's News. All right. Next one. I called. Everyone's throwing in onesie ideas. This is terrible. This next one we called, this is some Mortal Kombat finisher bullshit. And Producer Donna found this one. I will copy and paste the link in the chat. for y'all to read at your leisure. Cassidy in the Facebook chat has a couple unicorn ones. Julie's got the blanket dragon hoodie. Jeez. Alright. Let's get into this. Animal Kingdom's most powerful puncher generates a phononic shield to protect itself. This was posted on March 5th of 2025 by Elise Poor. The punch of a peacock mantis shrimp, Odontodactylus salaris, is the strongest self-powered strike by an animal. They use hammer-like fists or dactyl clubs to shatter a prey's shell. The strike is so strong it can even break aquarium glass, delivering a force comparable to a .22 caliber bullet. But because these high-impact strikes generate a lot of force, scientists have puzzled over how the critters can withstand the intense shock waves generated by their own attack. In a new study published February 6th in the journal Science, researchers examined the structures of the shrimp's clubs. Their findings revealed that the microstructure of these clubs act as natural shock absorbers to limit the damage. We found it uses phononic mechanisms, structures that effectively filter stress waves, study co-author Horacio Dante Espinosa, a professor of mechanical engineering and biomedical engineering at Northwestern University, said in a statement. This enables the shrimp to preserve its striking ability over multiple impacts and prevent soft tissue damage. Peacock mantis shrimp use a complex system of biological latches and springs in their dactyl clubs to unleash a punch at a speed of 75 feet per second, or 23 meters per second for people who haven't landed people on the moon. 50 times faster than the blink of an eye. While this immense speed helps deliver a powerful blow, it also creates dangerous shockwaves. The strike is so fast that it creates cavitation bubbles, which upon collapsing generate additional shockwaves, effectively delivering a double impact, Espinosa said. Previous researchers theorized that the microstructure of the dactyl clubs helps protect the shrimps from these shockwaves. In the new study, this thing keeps sliding down. The scientists tested this theory using advanced laser-based techniques to analyze how different wavelengths move through the peacock mantis shrimp's dactyl clubs. The findings revealed two important regions in these clubs that help them survive their own strikes: the impact region and the periodic region. The impact region is composed of layers of chitin fibers arranged in a herringbone pattern that reinforces the club against fractures. Beneath this layer is the periodic region, made from twisted arrangements of layered chitin fibers. This type of helicoidal structure is known as a bulligand structure and is found in fish scales and lobster exoskeletons to provide strength and fracture toughness. That's awesome. Julie in the Facebook chat, we need to make Nick a Night Fury. Charlie in the Facebook chat, oh, it's not loading. Oh, there's about a message. The dimples ain't helping this look. You look like you're gonna get into some goat trouble. Lamau. Thank you, Charlie, in the Facebook chat. The engineering snaps look at a goat Nick. Engineering. Charlie in the Facebook chat, please headbutt the camera for your outro. Rebecca in the Facebook chat, some shenanigans, Charlie. Oh my gosh, y'all are too much. Okay. The laser test measured the speed of acoustic stress waves through both regions. These waves passed through the impact region unchanged, but moved at varying speeds through the periodic region, suggesting the latter region causes high-frequency waves to disperse to reduce the intensity. The researchers also discovered that the periodic region filtered out high-frequency shock waves, which can cause significant damage to tissues, according to a statement. The high-frequency waves were likely generated when the cavitation bubbles collapsed. The bundles of fibers in the periodic region act like a phononic shield, actively blocking, redirecting, and scattering waves, and ultimately preventing any harmful shock waves from traveling efficiently through the layer. This protects the delicate tissues of the mantis shrimp from the resulting shock waves of the cavitation bubble. According to the press release, this study could be applied to the development of sound filtering materials for protective gear and inspire new approaches to reduce blast-related injuries in the military and high-impact sports. That is awesome. To Producer Donna and to everybody working with peacock mantis shrimp and their phononic shielding, cheers. Julie in the Facebook chat. Nick, I was drinking water, almost went up nose. If you thought that was funny, I think that my intro was actually pretty funny. I ran the intro. You know what? I won't explain what I did. I'll let you go back and watch the replay and watch my intro and let me know if it was good. I thought it was appropriate, but as a good reveal for what I'm doing. But I'll leave that up to you. All right. So with that, we're going to get into our last category of the night, more furry friends. This first one we called Discoveries Abound. Producer Donna found this one. 27 new species discovered in Peru. I will copy and paste this into the chat if you all want to read along. Or if you want to read at your leisure. Bro's about to read us Good Night Little Baphomet from Lilith in the Facebook chat. Oh my gosh. Alright, here we go. This was posted on March 4th of 2024 by Eleanor Higgs. While many new species are discovered in remote jungles or hidden in the depths of the sea, some are right under our noses. A research trip to the Alto Mayo area of Peru has revealed 27 new-to-science species, including a bronze salamander and an incredibly rare semi-aquatic mouse, in a region bustling with cities, towns, and farmland. The areas of Alto Mayo is diverse and covers about 1.9 million acres. Within this landscape are 7 distinct types of forest, and territories belonging to indigenous communities of the Awajun ethnic group. Towns and cities are also present here, fueling high rates of deforestation and expansion, but the area is also home to a rich diversity of wildlife, some of which has remained unseen until now. Among the species recorded during the expedition are over 950 species of plants, many of which are used by the indigenous communities for medicines, food, and building materials, and over 200 species of butterflies, including 14 recorded in the Alto Mayo region for the first time, 10 of which have never been recorded in science before. Also adding to the list are 2 new species of scarab beetles, among the 70 that were spotted on the trip. Among the reptiles and amphibians, the team found 3 species of amphibians that are new to science. This includes a climbing salamander as well as 2 potentially new snake species. Unusually, the expedition even added mammal species to the list, with a previously unknown and exceedingly rare species of amphibious mouse that was discovered on a single patch of swamp. A new species of bat, squirrel, and spiny mouse also made the list. Discovering 4 new mammals in any expedition is surprising. Finding them in a region with significant human population is extraordinary. Said Trond Larson, who leads Conservation International's Rapid Assessment Program in the Moore Center for Science, in a statement. Among the oddest-looking species discovered is a blob-headed fish, which has an extraordinary appearance and raises questions about the function of its unusual anatomy, which currently remain unanswered. In total, the team recorded 2,046 species, of which they think around 34 live only in the Alto Mayo landscape, many of which are threatened with extinction. The collection of this dataset is due to inform conservation plans to connect the Alto Mayo forest with the Cordillera Escalara regional conservation area. This should help to create a protected corridor to allow these species to survive. Charlie, picture goat look with a big chain around neck, straight out of the barn. We found that areas closer to cities and towns still support incredibly high biodiversity, including species found nowhere else, said Larson. These findings underscore that even in areas heavily influenced by people, biodiversity can persist, but only if ecosystems are managed sustainably. That's cool. To everybody studying the Alto Mayo region and to the 27 new species discovered, and producer Donna for digging up that article. Cheers. All right. Last article of the night we called Where the Buffalo Roam. And I will copy and paste the link into the chat for you to read at your leisure. Charlie in the Facebook chat. Bedtime stories with Nick. I highly recommend Who Pooped on Me, Dump Truck Disco, Nobody Likes a Goblin, The Bear Snores On, and Go the Fuck to Sleep. Can you imagine if we made that an episode where I just... Can you imagine if we did an episode where I just did, like... I read a nighttime story. I don't know how well it would go over, but it'd be funny. Producer Donna, I've been taking an obscene number of screenshots in the Facebook chat. We may have to talk t-shirts. Dang it, Producer Donna. All right, last article. 11 Yellowstone bison transferred to Sask First Nations. This was posted on February 7th, 2025 by Kenneth Chung. A family of 11 Yellowstone bison from the Fort Peck Assiniboine and Sioux tribes in Montana have been reintroduced to their ancestral lands of Mosquito, Grizzly Bear's Head, Lean Man, MGBHLM, First Nations. The bison were sent as part of a buffalo treaty between tribal nations in the U.S. and Canada to restore the population of the animals and strengthen indigenous ties between the two countries. MGBHLM lands manager Sonia Gardapi said it was emotional to witness the bison arrive, calling it a historical moment for Saskatchewan. This was the first time purebred Yellowstone bison crossed the border into Canada, she said. Producer Donna in the Facebook chat, way ahead of you, Nick. I've already got books picked out for shorts. Joseph said he'd watch it. Charlie said, please let me know when y'all start selling them. Please. All right. Back to the article. I want a goat engineer pose from Rebecca in the Facebook chat. The goat engineer pose, and it's got to have like little onomatopoeias of snap by my hands. Oh gosh. Nerdy nighttime stories with Nick from Charlie in the Facebook chat. That is hilarious. Oh my gosh. All right, back to this. While most domesticated bison herds share genes with cattle, Yellowstone bison are the most genetically pure, with over 99% purity, descending from early bison that lived in the wild. The Buffalo Treaty was first signed in 2014 on the Blackfeet Territory in Montana. The Mosquito First Nations signed the treaty last year and helped facilitate the transfer, but due to the extensive regulatory requirements to cross the border, the process took over a year. Currently, there are more than 40 signatories on the treaty in North America. According to the Saskatchewan Agriculture, as of 2024, the province was home to over 45,000 bison. These bison are a spiritual animal to us natives. They are in all the ceremonies, and we pray to this animal. Having them back on our lands is an honor, said Travis Spyglass, the basin paddock manager, who has been at the forefront of caring for the newly arrived family. Spyglass said the bison's presence is already impacting the ecosystem. They bring back more animals, plants, and birds, he noted. We now have eagles living with them. They change the land. They roll in the dirt, creating watering holes, and spread plant life through their fur. They're incredible to witness. Tesler Mosquito, the land coordinator, is also excited to see how the bison will change the landscape, and said their presence could also foster community involvement. Public interest in the bison herd is growing, with school groups and visitors eager to see the majestic beasts up close. As the herd grows, they hope to expand education and tourism opportunities while continuing to strengthen their ancestral bond with the bison. Our goal is to let the bison naturally change the environment, while also giving our youth an up-close look at their legacy, Mosquito noted. This is more than wildlife management. It is about reconnecting with our past and building a future together. Meanwhile, the Mosquito Grizzly Bear's head, Lean Man First Nation, is prioritizing the growth and freedom of the herd on its land before establishing any long-term plans. It's about cultural and spiritual renewal. Eventually, we'll explore how they can support the community in other ways, Gardapai added. To everybody involved with the return of the bison and these incredible trades going on between different nations of these animals so that they expand into the territory. And to Producer Donna for finding that article. Cheers. All right. Gotta wipe the hair. 9 amazing articles. That's everything that we have for cool news tonight. Completely animal themed because I made a bet with Producer Donna, and because I lost, I wore the goat onesie. And we're going to get some pretty good ideas out of it. Yay, bison in the YouTube chat from Mona. Hello, Mona. Yeah, great stuff. Just a reminder that our next episode on March 16th of 2025 is going to be the Chill and Chat episode. It was suggested last year during the year-end review that we do an episode that was kind of like how Nick's News was back in the day. So March 16th, 2025 episode is going to be the Chill and Chat episode. We're not going to have any news articles to present. It's just going to be chilling and chatting with me, Nick, for the night. Just a calm, chill night, just like Nick's News started out as. So I hope you all look forward to that, because I know I am. It's really interesting going back because of Facebook pulling down all of our old episodes. I had to go back and I had to download those old ones, so I got to rewatch them, and it really was just a fun time. So should be good. Otherwise, thank you all again for tuning in or catching the replay on the Nick's News Facebook page or the YouTube page. We're live every Sunday. Next episode, the Chill and Chat episode on March 16th, 2025. We encourage participation, so if you feel inclined, you can send in suggestions for news brews, shout-outs, news quotes, and of course, good news articles that we can present on future episodes. If you send in a bunch of articles, I do hope that you will spread them out across our 4 major categories, and those normal categories are science and technology, flora and fauna, science and technology, health and medicine, flora and fauna, aka plants and animals, and wholesome notes, the really nice articles we tend to end on during normal broadcasts. You can either message us on Facebook or email us at somebudgetstudios@gmail.com. Links are in the descriptions. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment on our Facebook and YouTube posts to get good news and joy into the algorithm. I'll never tell you what to do, but I can't tell you how much I appreciate every single one of you. Every like, every subscription, every comment, every share, it all is getting that good news out, and we are seeing expansion, and we're seeing our good news expand. So I'm really hopeful we can keep driving that, keep building it, keep getting good news out there to combat all that bad news we are bombarded with. So as always, thank you all again. I love you all. Have a great night, and I will play us out.